Good morning, folks, once again, and welcome back to the channel. I would like to do a morning episode once again after quite some time. I usually used to do it almost every day back in the days, okay? But I just decided, if I think of any topic that I think is relevant or important to discuss, I just bring it here, okay? So hope everybody's doing good, you're doing okay. And scent of the morning is, yes, I have it finally. Prada Luna Rosa Extreme, okay? This fragrance, this is I'll talk about it. It's a discontinued gem. I heard the 50 ml is being found in Canada, but 100 ml have been discontinued. So House of Prada is very luxurious, one of my favorite houses. And with full bottle and samples, I own about 8 Prada. I'm planning to buy Prada L'Homme and few other Pradas in time, okay? So let's talk about the topic today. The topic I have not really any fixed topic, but more on a theme. Just more like a discussion on current happenings in the fragrance community. Most of the time, you would see actually nowadays the fragrance reviewers, even they're complaining, like Dan Norton is complaining that it's the whole game is being dumbed down, or it's like getting dumber, okay? And then there's the response from Eric, okay? He's also a good man, a good reviewer. So I thought about it and I did a talk on my Facebook group. Is called Fragcom Bangladesh. You are most welcome to join if you are into just fragrances, sharing your collection, passion, new releases, reviews, stuff like that. So yeah, I'd like to talk about that and then elaborate a little bit, on this topic. First of all, like, what is it that fragrance reviewers do? I think it's a lot that fragrance reviewers are doing and putting the content out there. They're trying to help a lot of people, because every single reviewer have their own audience. No one has like absolutely all the audience in their arsenal or in their subscriber base. Some people like niche perfumes, some people like designer fragrances, some people like indie, some people like more rare fragrances. So there are definitely people who have different choices, and they always like their own style of reviewers. Whoever they like, they watch. You cannot control, or it's not about competition, it's all about a contribution. All the reviewers do different things, so whatever suits your taste, you can follow that reviewer. But what is it that fragrance reviewers do? This is what I think they do. Fragrance reviewers are mostly, if I'm talking about most part, supposedly what's by right supposed to be, is like they bring you fragrances based on your passion, or their passion, or they're suggesting something that is going to be, they think it's worthy looking at for rest of the world, and they do it solely from their heart. There's something of a hobby, something of a something of a like a matter that they really treasure, okay? So that's why most of our reviewers, I believe, they do it. It doesn't matter, they do once a month, once a year, every day, like I do. I started the trend of doing everyday reviews, and that's what I love it that much. When I don't sleep, I look at fragrances, whatever fragrances that suits my taste. So I'm mostly about designers, but I do enjoy from time to time some niche and some more pricier designers. But I think that's what the reviewers do. They bring you information on a fragrance. They open a bottle for you when it comes brand new release. And there's a lot of controversy nowadays why people are always talking about new fragrances. I'll talk about that. And they actually sort of, in a way, give you an insight on a new fragrance which has absolutely, let's say, no information on Fragrantica or anywhere else. So when they buy a bottle, okay, when fragrance gets released and they open it and they give you their intake, you get some information on it. So you don't have to blind buy anything. They save you the time, sort of, or give you that extra bit of information. So they actually sort of inspire you to go and look at a fragrance, perhaps, or they give you like reliable information if you trust them, for you to maybe buy a fragrance. Who knows? Many of you, I know that you have favorite reviewers. You buy fragrances based on their recommendation. I know that. So that's one thing. The second thing is, I was talking about new fragrances. Why do people usually like bash nowadays? Everybody's, whatever is coming brand new, nowadays everything is about bashing. There's people cannot relax that much. So what people do brand new fragrances? Are they breaking any law? No. Why do you bother? Why do people bother when people talk about new releases? Perhaps it doesn't interest you, but it interests someone else, maybe, because if you stick to the same old fragrances, let's say some of the big reviewers, they used to put 10 of their most complimented list, or 10 of the sexiest, whatever dropper list. At some point, you are bound to get bored seeing the same bottle rotating from 10 to 1, like same old fragrances like Invictus Aqua, and then your CH Mel, Lanvidalum. You would want to see more because you don't want to use the same fragrances and you probably get bored. So when new fragrances come, you'll see, like, I'll give you an example. Back in the time when the fragrance reviewing started, when I used to watch, I used to see Mark. Mark do every day. Mark does every year, like fall top 10 fall list, top 20 summer list, top 20 winter list, and you'll see every year, more or less, you'll see more familiar fragrances, but then there'll be some new entries that really piqued his interest, and then he put some of the fragrances that are mixed new and old. So you will actually see, like last year where it was, there was like continuation, and there is every single way there's detailed information on particular fragrance. So it tells you that how passionate he was, or he is rather, about his game. But when you see like one fragrance appear this year, next year it's totally disappeared, or you never hear a reviewer talk about that anymore, right? So then you'll be like a little bit suspicious, because maybe they're just about reviewing and not really loving the fragrance. There is difference. If I, as a reviewer, do not love a fragrance and I push it to you, I give it to you like, here you go, this is a great fragrance, I just bought it and that's it, review, I never use it afterwards and I sell it off, then people get a little bit suspicious because they think it's for marketing purposes. So some reviewers are paid, like not paid, they are sponsored by certain brands, or let's say websites, they mention it also. But many times people will be like suspicious in a way that, oh, if they're sponsored, aren't they supposed to say only good things about those perfumes? You never know, maybe not. But what is the best way to actually be doing the review? I think it's the honest review. Whatever you get, free bottle, you buy it with your money, you should always give your honest opinion. And if you buy something, do not buy something blindly that you're not going to use or like, and you're going to just like, it's just not the way I work. I buy fragrance that I like to my nose, then only I buy it. So when you see reviewers bringing out new fragrances, is there something wrong with it? In my honest opinion, no. Many people, they want views. Many reviewers doing it for the views, maybe they want to be popular. Why else? Like, I'm not gonna lie that I want to do a review that no one's gonna watch. There's no point of doing it in most part. But if I'm not doing any lies or anything like just to get views, and I'm giving honest take on new fragrance, I think it's good. Community needs always something new to keep people interested. New releases. I always look for YouTube when people, the reviewers are giving out new content. Even you find, like, let's say Jeremy Fragrance's videos redundant nowadays. Many people are saying it, but I wait for his videos. People wait for his videos because they want to either criticize him or bash him or something, but they wait for the videos. So when you become like a channel that people watch, they wait for the content to be released. Okay, that is a fact. Good way, bad way, you like it, do not like it, it's fine. But when you see big reviewers, Steven, okay, let's say your Big Beer B, or let's say Cubanos, any of these new or older reviewers, whoever your choices are, you actually would wait for their video to drop. So that's the fact. So when people actually seeing like, oh, there's a new release and one of my favorite reviewers talked about it, they value it. So I think that's the purpose of the reviewers. But absolutely, if you're a viewer, if you're watching, you have other things to do in the day, right? And you don't want to spend so much time watching reviews after reviews. You just want to smell good, buy a fragrance, nothing that complicated. I understand that. But if you really don't like some reviewers, I think you better not watch it, because it actually creates a negative impact in your head. You end up hating that guy more, or you see somewhere like people criticizing him and just get busy into like hating together, united. That actually doesn't have any productivity. People talking about people, discussing people, unless it's a tribute video or something, you can criticize someone, but if it's for personal attack and just getting views sake, I think it's absolute shame. It's just my personal thought. So I think most of the reviewers, they're doing great. Like for example, Dan Norton. Why do I look up to him? This dude, he is knowledgeable. I have told you before, he's knowledgeable, he's entertaining, he's hilarious, and he's brutal honest. You're not gonna see him, even he talks about a duo fragrance, he gives it uttermost respect. When he talks about it, he evaluates it as part of the merit of the fragrance. He's not gonna like, oh, this is this house, like many other reviewers are, this is not worthy, it's just not that great. So that sort of respect and professionalism, and then you keep it straight to the point, frank, people appreciate it. So that's basically what I think fragrance reviewers do. And I think it's important more reviewers come up, but do it for the passion. Do not do it to get views or think like it's gonna be like cool. you can do it for that purpose, but in time people will not actually support that sort of videos doesn't have a soul or honesty. They'll walk away from the channel and you slowly feel demotivated and you'll stop it. Okay, most of the time that's what happens. Many reviewers are not here today. End of the day, fragrance reviewing is not easy. I'll tell you one other thing: to put out content out there, talk about a fragrance from creative side, you know, if you look at a fragrance and you just review it, that's easy, no problem. But if you do it like, let's say you wore it for a certain period of time, you got certain experience over time, and you talk about it like a, you know, I think recently Brother Joshua, he did I'm not quite sure, Brother Joshua, new reviewer, but he is actually in the community for some time. So he wore cool water for a week or so, and he, you know, gave a journey. I really enjoyed that video, you know. So what I really feel is that sort of thing you need attachment towards this game. If you do not have feelings for fragrances, and if you do not feel this is something that you really enjoy, people can actually see it, okay? And if you really get bored and tired, you know, as a reviewer, you can take a break. I take breaks sometimes, but in the long run, I think fragrance reviewers are great. I think massive respect for them, getting a sample, like going to malls, sniffing it out, spend time reading journals and, you know, articles, and trying to be desperately getting a sample or a fragrance bottle so they can present it to you. I think it's a service they're giving, you know, most of the time without any payoff, right? So I think it's a fantastic thing, fantastic service. The time they spend or invest, it's precious, okay? So yeah, choose your favorite reviewer, stick to them if you like them, if you trust them. That's the most important thing. If you do not trust a reviewer, I think there's no point of anything. If there's no trust, if there's no honesty, everything else is a lie, right? We don't want to live in a lie, right? Thank you for watching. Thanks for supporting once again, and just sharing a few morning thoughts. I think let's be positive, and let's see more new fragrances, unknown fragrances, hidden gems. It will help the community, trust me. Even it helps one person, it's great. Take care, guys. Have a very nice day. I have few female fragrances and few male fragrances coming up, maybe sample or full bottle review, but whenever I get something, I think if it's nice, I'll review for it. Bye bye, have a nice day.